Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? My name's Captain Monk, and this is a gameplay commentary on the map Resistance, the place in France, I believe this is. And in this gameplay, I'm using the MK46 light machine gun, and I believe this is probably the best light machine gun in the game because it's very nice, easy to control recoil with very good damage and pretty decent iron sights, if I do say so myself. But I'm not gonna talk about that today. What I want to talk to you guys a bit about is something somewhat similar to my last commentary. In this episode, we're not really going to talk about girls and stuff like that, because although you guys responded well to that, there's not much I can talk about as far as girls go, because really, I'm not very experienced with them, and that's the honest truth. So I'm not going to pretend I know a whole bunch about them, because I really don't, as sad as it may seem to some of you. But in this commentary, I want to talk to you guys about a bit about is basically cussing and things people call each other. For example, faggot or retard and things like that. Because, you know, it just occurred to me, you know, it's pretty funny, the names we call each other. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, how do I explain this, basically, but it's just funny to me how, when, for example, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I do it myself, I'm not perfect, I use these terms as well, but when, for example, when I get killed, sometimes I'll yell, oh, that guy's such a fucking faggot, or something like that, and I don't really realize what I'm actually saying. I just called him a homosexual. Now, believe me, guys, there's nothing wrong with being homosexual, and saying that he's homosexual really doesn't mean anything, honestly. I mean, it's almost like calling a white guy the N-word. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I mean, when you call a black guy the N-word, that's different, because that's really offensive towards them. But, like, another example, when you call a guy the C-word, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, unless you're suggesting that maybe he has a vagina, but, I mean, otherwise, it really doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of funny to me, some of these words we use, and they're all offensive towards some sort of a human being, you know what I mean? Like, if I called someone a retard was the term used before they came up with the term, what's it called, mentally challenged? Yeah, that's basically what retard is, but it's just retard is just a less respectful term for it. So when you're calling someone a retard, you're saying that they're mentally challenged, and it's funny to me, these things we call each other, and honestly, it cracks me up now that I think about it. All these silly names we call each other. I mean, the only real things you can call each other that actually honestly make sense in this day and age is idiot and stupid. Like, oh my god, you're so stupid. But no one uses those terms anymore because they don't really meet. They're almost like outdated, if you know what I mean. For example, when you were little, everyone used to say, that's so cool, or that, and then next thing you know, people say, that's so rad. I don't know, but the words change, and at the right as it stands right now, if you say a word that no one uses, for example, stupid or idiot, everyone looks at you and goes, huh? You know what I mean? It's like, for example, you used to use the word rad, for example. You ever gone to a movie and never said, oh man, that movie was rad? No one says that anymore. I mean, maybe they never did, but I'm just giving it as an example. No one says that, and that's kind of what has happened to the words stupid and idiot. No one uses those words anymore, and they're kind of the only words that honestly have any meaning as an offense, because, I mean, you can use the words, the N-word, you can use the C-word, you can use all those words, and I don't want to say those words out loud, by the way, guys, because I don't want to offend anybody. But, I mean, you can use those words when they're directed towards someone who may be of that type. For example, C-word for females, N-word for black people. But, I mean, when you call someone, like, a guy, the C-word, or something like that, or a non-black guy, the N-word, it doesn't really mean anything, and it's just funny to me how people do that anyways. I mean, when I get on PS3, people always say the N-word to me. It's like, dude, I'm white. He's like, nah, you, and then he says it like, nah, you that, or you guys know what I'm trying to say here. Like, it's funny to me that maybe you guys feel the same way, maybe you feel differently, but I just want to know your guys' opinions on that. Do you think it's funny, these names we call each other nowadays? I mean, I'm not saying it's funny like when I hear the N-word I go, it's so funny. No, I'm not that kind of funny, but it's just silly, these words we use. I mean, you'd think we'd be much more intelligent, we'd use actual words that actually mean something. But anyways, guys, that's the end of this commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.